My brothers and sisters, today I want to talk to you about something deeply personal about not giving up on yourself. So, when you truly recognize your worth, everything in your life begins to change. This is not about pride or arrogance, but about understanding the inherent value you possess as a human being. And far too often, we let our circumstances define us, or we allow the opinions of others to shape our sense of self. We give power to failures and disappointments, thinking that these moments of struggle are who we really are. But the truth is, your worth is not tied to your performance, your mistakes, or your past. It is embedded in your very existence. Take a moment and think about this. You were created with purpose. Long before you even took your first breath, there was a plan set in motion for your life. That's something that should never be forgotten. Your life has meaning, and you are here for a reason. Every challenge you face, every heartache you endure is part of a bigger story, your story. And that story matters. Too many people walk through life unaware of their own worth, settling for less than they deserve, accepting treatment that doesn't reflect the greatness inside them. This is often because they look at their mistakes, their failures, and their struggles as evidence of their inadequacy. They start to believe that their worth is based on how well they succeed or how others perceive them. But let me tell you something, your value is not defined by your successes or failures. It is not determined by the things you have or the things you lack. It is not dependent on the praise you receive from others or the criticism you may endure. Your worth is intrinsic, rooted in who you are, not what you've done. Imagine a diamond. A diamond is valuable not because of its size or shape, but because of its nature. It is formed under pressure, over time, deep within the earth. No matter how much dirt or dust gathers around it, no matter how deep or how long it's buried, its value never changes. It is a diamond because of what it is. And so are you. You may have gone through hard times, been tested, and even felt broken at times, but your core remains unchanged. You are valuable, irreplaceable, and worthy of love and respect. Recognizing your worth requires that you begin to see yourself as God sees you. Too many people walk around believing they are unworthy, carrying the weight of guilt, shame, and regret. They've been hurt by others, criticized, or abandoned, and they internalize these experiences as truth. But the truth is, you are loved beyond measure. You were created with dignity and honor, and there is no situation, no past mistake, no broken relationship that can diminish the value that was instilled in you the moment you were brought into this world. You are worthy of respect, of kindness, and of everything good this world has to offer. When you recognize your worth, you stop allowing others to define your value. You stop settling for relationships or situations that don't honor you. You stop doubting your abilities and talents because you begin to see that the gifts you have are not accidental. They were placed in you for a reason. The way you carry yourself, the way you love others, the way you contribute to the world are all reflections of your inherent worth. But it all begins with recognizing that worth in yourself. One of the greatest acts of self-love and self-care is learning to see yourself as worthy of the good things in life. You are worthy of success, of happiness, of peace. You are worthy of walking into rooms with confidence, knowing that your presence adds value. You are worthy of healthy relationships where respect and love are mutual and where your needs are valued as much as anyone else's. When you see your worth, you won't settle for less because you will know you deserve the best. Your worth is constant. It doesn't fluctuate with circumstances. Whether you're in the valley or on the mountaintop, your worth is unwavering. And when you finally come to understand that, when you stop searching for validation from the world, when you stop letting the opinions of others control your self-image, that is when you truly step into your full potential. That's when you'll rise above any challenge because you know deep down inside that you are worth the fight. Remember this, your worth is not up for negotiation. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. It's simply a fact. When you recognize your worth, you allow yourself to live in the freedom that comes from knowing you are enough just as you are. You stop chasing after things that don't serve you, and you start embracing the truth that you are already complete, already enough, and already worthy of all the love, success, and peace life has to offer. Resilience is not something that is simply granted to us at birth. It is not an innate quality that we automatically possess, but rather it is something that is forged in the heat of adversity. Resilience is built in the struggle, shaped and strengthened by the challenges we face. You see, the storms in life are not meant to break us, but to help us grow. In fact, the very struggles we endure are what equip us to withstand even greater challenges ahead. When life is easy, it's easy to feel strong. It's easy to feel like you have control, like nothing can touch you. But true strength is not found in comfort. It's found in the moments when life knocks you down, when everything seems to be falling apart, and you have no choice but to rise again. That is when resilience is born. It is forged in the moments when you are stripped of everything you thought you knew and forced to dig deeper than you've ever had to before. When you are at your lowest, that is where your true strength begins to take shape. Every setback, every challenge, every heartbreak serves a purpose in the grand design of your life. These struggles do not exist to defeat you. They are there to shape you into the person you are becoming. Without hardship, we would never know how strong we really are. Without moments of failure and pain, we would never understand the depth of our own endurance. In the middle of the struggle, it's easy to feel like there's no way out. It's easy to believe that the hardship you're facing will last forever. But here's the truth: the struggle is temporary. No matter how long it may seem, no matter how long unbearable it may feel, it is just a moment in time. It may feel overwhelming, like there is no light at the end of the tunnel, but there is always a way forward. The key is in how we respond to the struggle. Do we let it consume us, or do we rise above it? You see, the moment you choose not to give up, the moment you decide that this struggle will not define you, that is when resilience is born. When you refuse to let the circumstances of your life dictate your future, when you stand firm in the face of adversity, you begin to unlock a power inside of you that you never knew existed. It's in those moments of pressure that your character is developed, your faith is strengthened, and your resolve is solidified. Think of a piece of coal. Under extreme pressure, it transforms into a diamond. But this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes pressure, it takes constant, consistent force that works on the coal until it becomes something far more beautiful and valuable. In much the same way, we are shaped and refined through our struggles. The challenges you face today are molding you into a stronger, wiser, and more powerful version of yourself. But resilience is not just about enduring. It's about learning and growing through the struggle. It's about using the lessons you learn from your hardships to propel you forward. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow. And every hardship is a chance to become more than you were before. The more you face, the more you overcome, the more your resilience grows. And the more resilient you become, the less likely you are to let life's obstacles stop you from achieving your dreams. When you are in the midst of a struggle, it may feel like you're fighting against forces that are too big to handle. But remember this: you are bigger than the challenge. The strength that you need to overcome is already inside of you. It's been there all along, waiting to be called forth. The more you face, the more you realize that you are capable of handling things you never thought possible. The struggles you face are not there to destroy you, but to help you discover the vast reserves of strength and courage that lie within you. Each time you rise from the ashes of your struggles, you are stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for what lies ahead. The person you are becoming is a person who can withstand anything. When you look back on your journey, you'll see that it was the very struggles that seemed impossible that were the most transformative. They were the moments that defined your character, that shaped your resolve, and that taught you how to rise no matter how many times you fall. So the next time life brings you to your knees, don't despair. Know that in that very moment you are becoming stronger. The struggle is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And it is in that struggle that you will find the resilience to keep going no matter what. Faith in the process means trusting that every step you take, every decision you make, and every moment you experience is part of a bigger journey, even when you can't see the destination. It's about having the belief that what's unfolding in your life is not random, but that there is a purpose and plan, even in the midst of confusion or frustration. Life doesn't always give us the answers right away. Sometimes we're walking in the dark, unsure of the next step, yet we have to keep moving forward, trusting that we are exactly where we need to be. It's easy to have faith when things are going well. When everything is falling into place, it's easy to believe that the process is working in your favor. But faith in the process is about more than just easy moments. It's about holding on to hope when the road ahead seems unclear or when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. It's about trusting that every challenge, every delay, and every obstacle is helping you grow and preparing you for what's next. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture in the moment, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Think about a seed planted in the ground. It doesn't immediately sprout into a tree. There's a process that takes place beneath the surface before it ever reaches the light. The roots grow deep, the stem pushes its way through the earth, and all of this happens out of sight. But just because the growth isn't visible doesn't mean it's not happening. The seed is still growing, still transforming, and eventually it will break through the surface, revealing its potential. Your life works the same way. You may not always see the progress you're making, but that doesn't mean you're not growing. In fact, the process of growth can often be silent, invisible to the naked eye. But trust that, just like the seed, you are being cultivated and prepared for what's ahead. Faith in the process means embracing patience. It means understanding that everything has its time. We live in a world that often values instant results, quick fixes, and immediate gratification, but life doesn't always work that way. Some things take time. Growth takes time. Success takes time. Healing takes time. And while you may want everything to happen right now, you have to trust that the timing is part of the process. The wait is not wasted. It's necessary for the unfolding of something greater. Often we can't rush the process. We want things to happen on our timetable, but we need to recognize that God's timing is perfect. There are lessons you need to learn, skills you need to develop, and experiences you need to have before you reach the next level of your journey. If you got everything you wanted right now, would you be ready for it? The process of growth is refining you, preparing you to handle what's coming. If you were to skip that process, you might miss out on the strength, the wisdom, and the character-building moments that will equip you for the future. Faith in the process is also about trust in the unknown. It's about walking forward even when you don't have all the answers, knowing that the right opportunities will present themselves in due time. It's easy to give up when you don't see immediate results or when it feels like nothing is happening. But trust that the process is always moving forward, even when you can't see the progress. Just like the seed doesn't grow overnight, the dreams in your heart don't come to fruition instantly. They take time, nurturing, and patience. Keep your faith in the process, knowing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the outcome you desire. Faith in the process also requires a willingness to let go of control. We often try to dictate the terms of our lives, wanting to control every detail, but sometimes we need to step back and trust that things are unfolding as they should. You don't always have to have the answers right now. It's okay not to know the next step. Faith is about surrendering your own understanding and embracing the belief that everything will work out in due time. Sometimes letting go and trusting the process is the most powerful thing you can do. When you have faith in the process, you can stand firm in the face of adversity. You can keep moving forward, even when you don't see immediate results. You understand that success isn't instant and that every setback is just a setup for something greater. Faith in the process allows you to be patient with yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Each day is a step in the right direction, and even though it may not always feel like it, you are making progress. Keep your faith alive and trust the process, because the destination will come in its own time, and you will be ready for it. Embracing failure is one of the most powerful steps you can take on the path to success. Far too often, we are taught to fear failure, to avoid it at all costs, and to see it as a reflection of our inadequacy. We're told that failure is something to be ashamed of, something to hide and never speak of. But the reality is that failure is not the enemy. Failure is a teacher, a mentor, and a stepping stone that is essential for growth. Without it, there would be no progress. Without it, there would be no learning. Without it, there would be no success. Failure doesn't mean you're incapable or weak. It means you've tried. It means you've taken a risk. It means you've stepped outside your comfort zone, and that is something to be proud of. So many people stay in the safety of their comfort zones, too afraid to fail, too afraid to even try. They never reach their potential because they are paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake. But here's the truth: there is no success without failure. Every successful person, every person who has achieved greatness has faced failure. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to it. Failure is an opportunity for growth. When things don't go as planned, when you fall short of your goals, it's not the end. It's just the beginning of a new lesson. Failure allows you to reassess your strategy, refine your approach, and make the necessary changes. It's in those moments of failure that you discover new strengths you didn't know you had, new perspectives you hadn't considered, and new ways to approach the challenges that lie ahead. In fact, failure forces you to dig deeper, to think differently, and to become more resourceful. If you never fail, you may never know just how capable you really are. When you embrace failure, you stop seeing it as a personal indictment and start seeing it as part of the process. You stop asking, what's wrong with me, and start asking, what can I learn from this? When you approach failure with curiosity instead of fear, it becomes a tool for personal development rather than a source of shame. You begin to understand that every failure is not a reflection of your worth, but simply a part of your journey, a necessary step in the process of reaching your fullest potential. We all know the stories of famous failures, people who were rejected, who stumbled, who fell flat on their faces before they achieved greatness. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. And yet, each of these individuals refused to let failure define them. They didn't give up when things didn't go as planned. Instead, they embraced failure as a necessary part of their journey. They understood that failure was not the end, it was merely a step along the way. Embracing failure means giving yourself permission to be human. It means acknowledging that you will make mistakes, that you will fall short, but that these moments don't have to break you. Instead of allowing failure to diminish your confidence, use it to fuel your determination. Understand that failure does not define you. It's just a moment in time, a temporary setback. What defines you is how you respond to it. Do you let failure defeat you, or do you get up, learn from the experience, and keep moving forward? The choice is yours. Failure is also about resilience. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Resilience is the ability to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit. It's the strength to keep fighting when the road ahead looks impossible. And it is in embracing failure that you develop this resilience. With each failure, you build strength. You learn how to handle disappointment and how to turn it into motivation. You develop a mindset that says, I may have failed, but I will not quit. I will try again and I will succeed. When you embrace failure, you free yourself from the weight of perfectionism. You understand that perfection is not the goal, growth is. You learn to appreciate the journey, to value the lessons, and to trust that each failure is a necessary part of your evolution. Failure teaches you humility, patience, and perseverance. It teaches you that success isn't about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them and moving forward stronger. So the next time you fail, don't be afraid. Don't shrink back or hide in shame. Embrace it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Know from it. Know that it is not the end, but just one chapter in the bigger story of your life. Every failure is an opportunity to get closer to your dreams, to uncover your true potential, and to become the person you were always meant to be. In moments of struggle, it's easy to feel isolated, as if you are the only one facing the challenges that seem to weigh so heavily on your heart. The world can feel like a vast, lonely place when you're fighting battles that no one else seems to understand. Yet, one of the most powerful truths we often forget is that you are not alone. Though it may feel like you're walking this journey by yourself, the truth is there are others who are walking similar paths, facing their own trials and experiencing their own pain. You are not isolated in your struggles. There is a shared human experience that connects us all. Sometimes life pushes us into places where we feel as though we have nowhere to turn. We might believe that no one can possibly understand the depth of our pain or the weight of our worries. In those moments, it can feel like the world is spinning without us, leaving us to navigate our hardships in solitude. But when we open ourselves up to others, we begin to realize that we are not as alone as we thought. There are people who care, people who have walked through similar experiences and can offer support, wisdom, and understanding. The truth is that every person you encounter has a story, and many of those stories include moments of hardship, just like yours. You may not always see it, but the people around you are carrying their own burdens, just like you. We all have our moments of pain, self-doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Some wear their struggles on their sleeves, while others hide them behind smiles and laughter. Yet, in the shared experience of pain, there is an opportunity for connection. When you realize that others are facing their own challenges, you can begin to see that you are not fighting alone. Sometimes the simple act of sharing your struggles with someone else, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, can bring a sense of comfort. It can remind you that your pain is not unique and that others have found ways to overcome the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Even when it feels like no one understands, there is a collective strength in knowing that you are part of something larger than yourself. We are all human, and as such, we are all subject to the complexities of life, the ups and downs, the triumphs and defeats. The struggles you face are not a reflection of your inadequacy or your worth. They are simply part of the human experience. The fact that you are struggling does not mean that you are failing. It means that you are living, that you are growing, and that you are growing, and that you are learning. Your struggles do not define you, they are simply part of your journey. There are countless examples of individuals who have walked through their own pain and emerged stronger on the other side. These stories serve as a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is hope. You may not see it now, but the strength you need to overcome your current struggles is already within you. It might take time, it might take courage, but it's there. And as you walk through the fire of your challenges, you begin to realize that you are not alone in your fight. There are countless others who have faced adversity and emerged victorious. Their stories are a testament to the fact that no matter how difficult the journey, there is always a way forward. The idea that you are not alone also means that you are part of a broader community, a community of people who are connected by shared experiences and who are ready to support each other through life's trials. Whether through family, friendships, or even online communities, you are surrounded by people who have been where you are, who understand what you're going through, and who are ready to lend a hand. Sometimes reaching out for help is all it takes to begin healing. When you allow others to share in your burden, it lightens the load and reminds you that you do not have to carry it by yourself. There is also something deeply comforting in the knowledge that no matter how hard life gets, there is always someone willing to walk alongside you. You are never truly alone, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Whether it's a support group, a family member, or even a stranger who offers a kind word, the universe has a way of providing the people and resources you need exactly when you need them. The act of reaching out to others, of letting them in and allowing them to offer their help can be transformative. It not only strengthens you, but it also strengthens the bonds between you and those around you. So in the moments when you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders and you believe you're walking this path alone, remember that you are not. There is strength in numbers. There is comfort in shared experiences. And perhaps most importantly, there is a deep truth in the understanding that you are part of a larger human story. Your struggles may be personal, but they are not unique. Others are fighting battles too. And together we can find the strength to keep moving forward. There is an undeniable power in the decision to make up your mind. When you commit yourself to a purpose or a goal, when you solidify your resolve and declare that nothing is going to stop you, there is something almost magical that happens. The world shifts, obstacles begin to appear less daunting, and your strength and clarity become unwavering. The power of a made-up mind is not just about determination, it's about conviction, focus, and the unshakable belief that you have the ability to shape your own destiny. The made-up mind is the foundation of success. The truth is, nothing great has ever been achieved without someone making up their mind to pursue it, no matter the challenges, no matter the roadblocks, and no matter the setbacks. As a person with a made-up mind is not easily swayed by discouragement or fear. They don't let circumstances dictate their actions or their future. Instead, they take control of their destiny. When your mind is made up, you become unstoppable because you've already decided that you will find a way to achieve your goals. It doesn't matter how hard the journey is, you have already resolved in your heart that you will see it through. One of the greatest attributes of a made-up mind is resilience. Life is full of twists and turns, and it's easy to feel like giving up when things don't go according to plan. But when your mind is made up, you don't allow failure to be the end of the story. Instead, you view setbacks as temporary, as challenges that can be overcome with persistence and effort. People who have made up their minds are not defined by their failures, but by their ability to rise after each fall. They don't get stuck in the disappointments of the past. They use them as fuel to push forward. When you have made up your mind, you develop a tenacity that refuses to quit, even when things seem impossible. A made-up mind also brings clarity. The world can be a chaotic place full of distractions, opinions, and noise. It's easy to get lost in the overwhelming sea of possibilities and lose sight of what truly matters. But when you make up your mind, you gain a sense of focus that guides your decisions and actions. You no longer waste time on things that don't align with your goals or your values. A made-up mind helps you cut through the clutter and stay on track, even when it feels like everything around you is trying to pull you off course. With a clear mind, you are able to prioritize what is important and let go of what isn't. This clarity not only brings peace, but also propels you toward your goals with purpose and precision. There is also power in the belief that comes with a made-up mind. When you decide that you will achieve something, you begin to believe in yourself in a way that changes everything. Doubt has a way of paralyzing us, making us second-guess ourselves and our abilities. But when your mind is made up, that doubt fades away. You trust in your capability to handle whatever comes your way because you've already made the decision to succeed. The confidence that comes with a made-up mind doesn't mean you won't face challenges, but it means you will confront them with the certainty that you can handle them. You will not be shaken by obstacles or discouraged by difficulties because you know that the power to overcome lies within you. A made-up mind also brings with it a sense of peace. When you make a firm decision about your life, your future, or your dreams, you free yourself from the constant questioning and wavering. You no longer have to wonder if you're on the right path or if you're making the right choices. The power of a made-up mind brings clarity to your purpose and removes the fear of making the wrong decision. It's about committing to a course of action and knowing deep down that this is the right choice for you. So, when your mind is made up, you can rest in the certainty that you are doing what you need to do to move toward your vision. This peace gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. The power of a made-up mind is transformative. When you make up your mind, you are not just deciding on a course of action, you are deciding to change your life. You are choosing to become someone who does not give up at the first sign of trouble, someone who pursues their dreams with everything they have. A made-up mind doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. It transforms you from someone who is indecisive and unsure to someone who is clear, focused, and determined. In the end, the power of a made-up mind is the power to shape your destiny. When you make up your mind, you take control of your life. You refuse to let circumstances dictate your future. You refuse to let fear hold you back. Instead, you decide that your vision, your goals, and your dreams are worth fighting for. A made-up mind gives you the courage to face the unknown, to rise above challenges, and to keep moving forward no matter what. The power to change your life lies within you, and it starts with the decision to make up your mind. In conclusion, the power of a made-up mind is the key to unlocking your true potential. When you make up your mind, you commit yourself to a purpose and a vision that is stronger than any challenge or setback that may come your way. It brings clarity, resilience, focus, and an unwavering belief in yourself. With a made-up mind, you can overcome any obstacle, rise from any failure, and continue moving toward your goals with determination. Life will present many difficulties, but when your mind is set, you become unstoppable. The strength to shape your future, to turn your dreams into reality, lies within the decision to commit, to stay focused, and to keep going no matter the circumstances. You are the master of your destiny, and it all begins with making up your mind.